don't know what you were doing when Dance Hall Days by Wang Chung first came out, but man, I was, and I love to use this term because it happened to me all the time. I like literally turned around and looked at the speakers and went, "What is that?" I'd never heard a vocalist like that. I love that kind of techno pop sound of the 80s. The 80s was such a great decade because of the different sounds we got. Nick Feldman did not sing that song, but he's a guitarist, bassist for the band Wang Chung, and he was there back then. We talk about Dance Hall Days on Rock History Music. Wang Chung, now there's a name that takes you back to the heart of the 1980s. This British new wave band had their roots in London, but their sound, pure global appeal really. Formed in 1980, the band's name comes from a Chinese phrase meaning yellow bell, the first note in the Chinese classical music scale. But Wang Chung's music hit a lot of the high notes really, with audiences worldwide. Nick Feldman and Jack Hughes were the masterminds behind Wang Chung. After experimenting with different sounds and names, including Hung Chung, they finally found the magic formula that would catapult them to really big international stardom. Their breakout hit, Dance Hall Days, was released in 1984 and got everyone moving with a very infectious rhythm. Here's a tune that had catchy hooks and polished productions, and the track was a mainstay on airwaves and a classic of the MTV era. But there was more when it came to Wang Chung. In 1986, they released their biggest hit, Everybody Have Fun Tonight. The song became an anthem with an unforgettable chorus, of course, Everybody Wang Chung Tonight. It reached the number 2 spot on the Billboard Hot 100. It really solidified the band's place in popular culture. The energy and the vibe and the sheer fun of the song kind of embodied a decade that was carefree. Their other hits like Let's Go and To Live and Die in LA showed they weren't just about having fun. Wang Chung were one of those bands that defined the 80s.
You know, when Dance Hall Days came out, I remember, I don't know if I ever got back to you guys because obviously it's a big world and there's a lot of reviews, but someone had said that Jack and the instrumentation, they just said that Jack and the instrumentation of this band is probably one of the best fits, especially with him, because you could tell his voice. He had a distinctive voice, which can kill a band or can really help a band where you go, I know that guy. When Jack sang and when I heard the instrumentation of Dance Hall Days, it just stopped me in my tracks. I'm going, I get what they're saying. Like the fact that the music, the singer, everything works together like something I can't explain, but I feel it.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jack's got a sort of very unique voice. It's a very, I think when Jack and I are sort of able to work in different sort of styles and genres. So I think we're musically sort of quite interested in lots of different things, from kind of black dance music to prog rock. You know what I mean? I think we cover quite a broad area of music, and we're both able to operate in all of those. So I think the sort of sound picture that we are able to create, together with his very strong and unique voice, I think that's quite a compelling. It has a compelling effect on people, and it's quite interesting when we play live. When we can play a longer set and do deeper cuts as well as the hits. I think people are often quite sort of taken aback. Oh shit, I didn't realize they did that song, and oh wow, they did that song. When they hear it all together, they sort of hadn't realized, but it all hangs together really well actually in this thing called Wang Chung, this slightly sort of mysterious thing called Wang Chung. A bit like the name, it's sort of hard to pin it down to one thing. But I think that keeps life more interesting for us, and I think for the audience too. And I think it's funny enough, as we get older and as time goes by, I think that sort of works out better and better for us somehow.
Dance Hall Days being that big, are you surprised after looking back? Or
no, actually, because I think there's something about it. It's got that thing about it. I think there's a sort of, again, a slight mystery to it. Oh, it's quite funny over the years, the chorus, we were cool on craze in our dance hall days. Now, back in the 80s, people used to come up to us and go, oh, that song about Jesus is totally brilliant. I love it. What are you talking about? You know, we were cool on Christ. And that, it's not we people thought we were singing about Jesus, you know, and we weren't, you know. But the fact that it could sort of people could mishear the lyrics and sort of it sort of resonate with them. It's just got something about it, that song. And I think, you know, obviously it's been used in a lot of movies and commercials and stuff. That's helped its life, I think, a lot. But you just don't know, do you? It's just, I think the lyric is quite what's the word? It's quite rude in places actually, but it's all completely encoded, shall we say. So there's something going on with that song that you've got to it just kind of, you feel it, you know.
Did you guys ever run into Talk Talk Mark Hollis?
We both like Talk Talk a lot. We loved that, you know, their stuff, Spirit of Eden and stuff. We worked with Tim Breeze Green, their producer.
Hmm.
We did the action, an early version of Dancehall Days with Tim Breeze Green. It was well, it's quite a long story, but we were signed to Arista Records, and Arista Records was starting to lose. We hadn't had the big hit that they expected us to have, and that's what we recorded the Huang Chung album with Arista Records. When that wasn't quite the proper hit that they were expected, I think they was losing a bit of faith. But that was the time that we came up with Dancehall Days, the song, and we went to the studio with Tim Freeze Green to record that. It was good, but it wasn't quite right. And that was the point we managed to get out of the Arista deal and sign to Geffen. When they heard the demo of Dancehall Days, they just freaked out. So we didn't. I don't think we met Mark Hollis, but we were big fans of Talk Talk, and hence, you know, wanting to work with Tim Breeze Green.
I did a thing when Mark passed. I did this long thing on their best songs, and the fact that most people don't realize that when Mark went off in this ethereal kind of deep space, well, I wouldn't say space, but it was not what fans, top 40 fans, and it's that dichotomy, that difference between what pop hits, and if people would give a chance to something that musically a lot of people said was better, or at least deeper. I mean, what is better?
No,
what is better?
No, you're right. You're right. I agree. There was, I think that you're sort of saying that there's something similar with us. I think you're right. You know, there's that kind of To Live and Die in LA, deeper, long form stuff.
Very much.
And then there's the Everybody Have Fun Tonight and Let's Go. And so, yeah, there's definitely those two sides, which is, you know, we're putting out a greatest hits later this year. It's called Clear Light, Dark Matter. And in a way, Clear Light, Dark Matter, it's like the yin and the yang of Wang and the Chung, you know, the different sides of the pop stuff and the more sort of deeper stuff. And sometimes it meshes together in certain songs. And it's going to be, it's like one CD and two vinyl albums of all the hits, plus some really interesting old rarities and unreleased stuff as well. So it's going to be it's a limited edition collector's item. It's going to be, it's a beautiful sort of thing to have.
If you want to donate to the channel, there's a PayPal link at the very top of every video we have. Also, if you want to join our Patreon, there's a link at the very top. You'll get early access to all our videos. And a swag store, yes, we have one where you can get rock history music and all the clothing that goes with it with those great logos. Subscribe to our channel, share our videos, comment on them, and like them as well. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. Take care of yourself.